welcome. We're about to get started on this phenomenal event, phenomenal for many reasons, one of which this is our first in-person graduation in New York since pre-pandemic. The last one was in 2019, so we're especially thrilled to be here celebrating with you. I am Helen Kogan. I am the Executive Director of NPower New York and NPower New Jersey. And on the behalf of the New York team, we welcome our graduates, their families, our partners, and supporters. A huge congratulations and job well done to all of our NPower graduates. There are three very proud moments for us at NPower. There are many, but three that really stand out. The first is orientation, when our students are new and a little green and still wonder whether NPower is just too good to be true. Is it really free? And yes, it is. The second day is graduation, when our graduates are confident, they're knowledgeable, and they're ready to take on the world. And we especially love it when they come back as alumni, working in the tech field, and try to hire the next generation of alumni. They truly personify the spirit of paying it forward. Graduates, thank you for taking this leap of faith with us, and we wish you all of the luck in the world. We really want to do a shout out and thank you to the graduates themselves, their families, the employers who hire our students and grads, the mentors who guide our grads, and the generous funders who give NPower the opportunity to run this amazing program. And you'll see all of the folks in the room. And thank you to our staff to put their heart and their soul into training our students and making them career ready. A special thank you to ServiceNow for making the special graduation possible. And speaking of NPower supporters, I am honored to introduce a very special friend of NPower's, Chris Waring. Chris is the Chief Commercial Officer at Teneo, but when he was the Managing Director of Accenture's New York office, he was one of the original founders of NPower 25 years ago. And he was co-creator of what became the Tech Fundamentals program, which is the program we are celebrating here today. Chris was vice chair and subsequently chairman of NPower's board and is still on the emeritus board. And he hosted many of the original Tech Fundamentals graduations. I'm not going to tell them how long ago, Chris, but a long time ago. So he's really bringing it full circle by being here with us again today. Chris also led the expansion of the program to include veterans, and he joined President Obama at the White House for that launch in 2011. And Chris recently introduced our CEO, Bettina Ciccarelli, to Karen Pavlin and his friends at ServiceNow, which is why we are here today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Chris Waring.
Thank you, Helen. That was great. Well, good evening, afternoon, evening, everybody. Welcome, and congratulations to the graduates. It's fantastic to have an in-person graduation again. It is a bit of a full circle moment. A bunch of my colleagues in 1999, we got together and we wanted to create an organization that could bring to power for nonprofits the same kind of technology that we were leveraging in our businesses. So we founded the organization to do that, and we very quickly found that actually most nonprofits in the city had access to technology. In fact, we would open doors and find unpacked boxes of PCs and printers and software, but they didn't have anybody on staff that could actually put that together and bring it together a way to help them drive their mission the way that the for-profits did. So in 2001, we created TSC, as it was then, Technology Service Corps, now Tech Fundamentals. In 2002, we graduated our first class of 6 students in a windowless office in Accenture on 6th Avenue, and we were pretty excited about that. I did stay for around 10 graduations, and I think the last one had about 15 people. Never in our wildest dreams did we think that Bettina and the organization could take it to where 2,500 students and veterans were trained in the US alone last year. And you are going to be joining 11,000 alumni in the US. Honestly, it boggles the mind what you have all done with this organization. So it's just fantastic to see the growth that's been achieved. And now here we are at the Apollo Theater with 88 students graduating just for the fall class. So it's really been a fantastic growth. We have a couple of great speakers coming up who are going to be very inspiring. I'm just going to give you one bit of advice to the graduates. And I said this is the very first class, and I think it still applies. You're in a room of people who are very proud of you. I'm sure your family and friends are very proud of you for achieving graduating the program. And I know that NPower is as well. But you all know that it's been a tremendous amount of work, that you've advocated for yourself, and a lot of sacrifice goes into this program. So please do take a moment today to be proud of yourself for what you've done, for what you've achieved. Because you really have, as we found with all the alumni, changed the direction of your lives. And you've done that, and you've owned that yourself. So we're very proud of you for doing that. But when you come up here, be proud of yourselves for what you've achieved, and also pause to realize you're on the stage of the Apollo, which I'm doing as well, because it's pretty neat being up here. It's a bucket list moment. What I'm actually here to do is to introduce the person. Because of her, we're actually here at the Apollo, and I'm here on the stage. And that's Karen Pavlin. I've known Karen for a couple of years now. She's a board member of the Apollo. But Karen is someone who's dedicated her career and her life to fostering inclusion in workplaces and outside as well. She spent the first 20 years of her career at Xerox, managing a lot of global financial services clients. She then went over to Accenture for 4 years in a similar role, but pivoted during that time to really unleash her passion around inclusion, and started to run diversity inclusion for our North American business at the time in financial services. She's now the Chief Equity Inclusion Officer for ServiceNow, where she does tremendous work, which that organization does as well. But her passion also comes from her personal life too. She grew up as a black girl in a predominantly white part of New Jersey, and she reached out to things like sports, which she's very passionate about, to help her get to meet other people from other backgrounds. Her father actually was one of the first African Americans ever drafted by the NBA, and she very proudly went to UVA on a sports scholarship, a track scholarship. So she's always reached out through sports and through arts and music to find people from other backgrounds. But inclusion is at the core of her soul, what she is and what she does. So with that, again, congratulations to all of you graduating today. I think it's fantastic. And let me welcome my dear friend, Karen Pavlin.
Thank you so much, Chris, for that amazing, introduction. And I am so excited to be here with all of you today. I can't tell you how very, very proud I am to be sitting amongst the next generation of tech leaders. So just congratulations, all 88 of you. Why don't you just give yourself like a really warm round of applause. And thank you so much to the Empower team for really leaning in on the students and really being the catalyst for our folks to be out there and get involved in tech. In so many ways, it's just so serendipitous just to share this moment with all of you and to be here in this amazing, iconic Apollo Theater, in that it just holds such a special place in my heart. As Chris mentioned, I am a proud board member here it's been about 4 years now. But the Apollo, it's more than just a musical venue. This is a cultural institution that has been around for 90 years. As a matter of fact, just last week, the Apollo celebrated its 90th birthday. This is a place where so many dreams have come true. Just think about it. Icons like Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, James Brown, Fat Joe, and the phenomenal Her started their careers right here on this very stage, and now marks this moment for you to walk in the same path. It's kind of cool, right? But let me just kind of rewind a couple decades to the first time that I walked through the doors of the Apollo. It was a memorable experience for a sales team outing that I had. When I started my career years ago at Xerox, most of the other teams were going to like shows and dinners in Midtown or the Upper East Side. But my sales leader said, oh, no, no, we're going to Harlem. We're going to Amateur Night at the Apollo. And this incredible sales leader introduced me to New York. He is a quintessential New Yorker. Born in Queens, raised in Long Island, someone who is deeply connected to the pulse and the essence of our community, whose journey from the corner store to the corner office has propelled him into just remarkable success. And always with the mission to send that elevator back down to bring others up. And he has an amazing heart of gold. And that was my boss, first boss, Bill McDermott, CEO and chairman of ServiceNow. So yes, it feels like so incredible to be here under this roof with all of you, with Bill, with my colleagues at ServiceNow. I see a lot of folks out there in the audience, and it's just this beautiful trifecta because it reminds me of why we are all here. We're all here because we are deeply committed to you and NPower. Because I remember what it felt like to have someone give me a seat at the table. Early in my career, there was not too many people that looked like me that was at that table. Bill, in his unique ways, it connects people in ways that matter the most. A quality that is embedded in the DNA of ServiceNow. Now a 2,300 people workforce. So, and I don't know if Bachman is out there, but we also have several NPower graduates in our office too, which is so cool. So while our mission is to make the world work better through technology, we are grounded in our commitment to each other through what we call our People Pact, a foundational principle that has been brought to life by our amazing Chief People Officer, Jack-Andie, that's right there in the audience. And that empowers all of us to live our best life, do our best work, and fulfill our purpose together. And we're not only just focused on supporting each other and our own employee community, but we are making space for future talent like you all. So, without further ado, I'd like to bring on my amazing, remarkable anchor leader, Bill McDermott, my dear friend, mentor, and inspirational leader.
Thank you, Karen. Great to be with you. Thanks, everybody.
Here at the Apollo. So Bill, here we are again, and just think, we were in those seats and we were 20-somethings. And to be here with our future tech leaders feels really amazing, right?
It's an honor, really. We were running around here in the 80s.
A long time ago.
It's a long time ago, and it's great to be back in the Apollo, and it's such an honor to be with the graduates. It's probably so amazing to the family members that are with the graduates and the significant others also. I just wanted to give you a heartfelt congratulations. You're all winners, and you obviously followed your dreams, and it brought you here to this wonderful moment in your life, and you're just getting started. So cool.
That's right. So Bill, talking about full circle moments, it was 2012 when NPower honored you at their gala. Now here you are. Can you share with this group, how you made your dreams be a reality?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I want to thank Bertina. I want to thank Chris, and obviously you, Karen, for having me tonight. I just tell you my story and where it kind of all began. I was working 3 jobs going to high school, and I had an opportunity to buy my own business as a teenage entrepreneur for $5,500, $7,000 with interest, which just meant if you miss a payment, we take it back from you. And I learned a lot by putting all my hours into one little business. But here's kind of the deal. When you're the small entrepreneur, you have to do what the big ones are either structurally unable to do or unwilling to do. So I'm competing with Finest Supermarket and 7-Eleven in particular, and I had to create a business literally from scratch. Made a lot of mistakes, but did a couple of things right. And here's what really made that business a winner. Well, there was a senior citizen complex about a block and a half from the store. No one else delivered. We did. We learned quickly that senior citizens would rather not leave the house. Today they call that DoorDash. We also had blue-collar workers like my dad, who were rich on Friday night, flush rich, proud of that money, but they were broke by Sunday morning. So we gave them credit, and they signed out everything in a little notebook and always paid me back. But the big trick was getting the kids to walk a block and a half past 7-Eleven to come to my store, because 7-Eleven was right next door to the high school. So one day I strolled down there to check things out, and I see literally 40 kids in a line waiting to get into the store, and only 4 kids in the store. And I said, why are you all on the line out here when there's a big store in there? And they said they think we're going to take stuff. I said, don't worry about all that. Follow me down to my store. And in that era was an era of video games. So Pac-Man, Asteroids, some of the significant others or family members might remember those games. And if you haven't heard of it, look it up on Wiki. It really happened. So I built this little video game room, and then I brought the kids down, and I let them in 40 at a time. And to underscore the importance of that decision at the end of a long day, one of the young people said to me, Bill, when we want to have good food, be treated with respect, and play video games, we come to your store. And when we want to steal stuff, we go to 7-Eleven. So it's amazing. If you treat people the way in which you would like to be treated, they give it back to you tenfold. And that was the start of my journey in life, in business, and it was truly amazing. And back then, I had so many friends, you know, people that worked with me, girlfriends, moms, dads, brothers, friends. Because back then, you had to learn a lesson quickly in business in New York. You had silent partners. So, you know, they would do 1, 2, 3, clear, no sale, and then deal with the money out of their pocket, and by the end of the night, you lose 35% of your margins. I never had that problem because I built trust. So the great Robert Kennedy once said, some men see things as they are and say, why? I dream things that never were and say, why not? So living on a dream here.
Wow. I mean, Bill, that story never gets old, and I feel like I learn something new every time I hear it. Bill, I talked a little bit about how you really embraced having a diverse team. And when I joined Xerox, I know that you had a relentless focus on really, really creating a team that reflected the community. Absolutely. And I will tell you that other teams weren't as diverse as ours. We had 50-50 gender parity, and wherever there was color, if possible, Bill had it on our team. And I will tell you, he had more soul than I did back then. So, you know, right now you inspire a leadership team to be, you know, certainly inclusive, build culture, dream big. Tell us about your focus on culture and inclusion and belonging.
Sure. Well, first of all, it is very simple. You know, in my family, I grew up in a basketball family. My grandfather's a Hall of Fame basketball player, was inducted into the Hall of Fame as a player in 1988 with Wes Unseld. So in my family, everything revolved around basketball. And if you couldn't play hoops, you didn't do very well at the family barbecue, if you know what I mean. Could be very physical. Very physical. But basketball's a team game. And I learned a team sport and had a passion for teamwork. And that's the way my family was. And that's the way I believe business has to be. And the best teams are diverse. So we were very practical. You know, Karen and I, when we worked together back then, I was 24 years old when I became a sales manager at this company called Xerox. And, you know, my territory was North, South, Bronx, Harlem, river to river, down to 57th Street. So just think about New York City. Like, this is absolutely the melting pot of the free world. And I can honestly tell you, if you're sending a majority male out of Darien, Connecticut into the South Bronx, he's probably not going to do as good as Tony Garcia did. So we kind of like lined up our talent based upon the market we were serving. And that's such a practical, honest thing to do. And that's the way business should be done. And that's why diversity, inclusion, and equity really works. It drives business. And, you know, Karen knows this firsthand. Jack-Andie, our great HR leader, my partner in the People Pact. You know, we believe in what we do. We don't just talk about it. We don't just do PowerPoints about it. Cultures are the ultimate differentiator between a truly great company and a boring corporate phony house. And I don't go into boring phony corporate houses. We want to build something that we can be proud of. That's why today half the hires we make are women. And it kind of makes sense, right? Since about half the population is female. And we believe strongly that belonging groups matter. Diversity of all kinds, ethnicities, color, race, religion, diversity in terms of our military families, veterans, families that have disabilities and people with disabilities. Like, everybody's welcome in our house because our house is built to last. And the only way houses last is when you have diverse views, diverse talent schemes, and you align with the market you're serving in a truly authentic way. And it's so cool. And I'll tell you, a lot of people talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And we have countless examples of walking the walk. I'll leave that to Karen, but I'll tell you a little story. Howard Schultz calls me up. There's this thing called the American Opportunity Index. They take 400 of the top companies out there in the world. It's all data-driven. And they study, how do people do in that company, and how do they do if they leave that company? How do their careers prosper when they go someplace else? And Howard started this with his foundation. He cares a lot about this because think about Starbucks. If you're not diverse and inclusive with a company that serves people everywhere, you're probably not going to be very successful. And we came in number 5 out of 400 companies. And we were like the only company in tech or software that even registered on the radar screen. And it's pretty stunning. We're the number 3 company in Glassdoor because our people are so happy. Number 1 was Bain. A lot of slides. People do PowerPoints. They're happy. God bless. And then there was NVIDIA. They were up 1,300% year over year in the stock. Probably you should be happy with that. And then there was ServiceNow. We didn't do bad either. But I truly believe our competitive advantage is passionate people that freaking love what they're doing and they want to win.
Amazing. I mean, Bill, and what he didn't say is that we will be the defining enterprise software company in the 21st century, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of people say to me, I was with another software company called SAP. You might have heard of them. They're the biggest enterprise software company in the world. It was like, at that time, $30 billion in revenue, over 100,000 people. And they're like, why would you go with ServiceNow? And I tell you a little story about this. And this is what you got to do. You got to listen. You got to listen to what's happening. You have to follow the dynamics of markets. So one day, my COO comes into the office and said to me, Bill, I can't give you what you want. Now, what I wanted was one crystal clear view with a customer so I can make them happy, I could sell them more stuff, and I could make sure they never down select me in their spend levels so we win. Pretty simple stuff. So I said, I bought 40 billion in companies, a little shopping spree there. And all these architectures, all these cultures, they're all different. So I said, fix it. I need view of that customer. I need to be able to tell the board of directors what's going on with customers. And he said, there's only one way we can do it. I said, how's that? Well, we got to buy something from this company called ServiceNow. Now, the last thing that a software company wants to do is buy software from another software company. You know, you never want to admit you don't have it all. And I said, we got 20,000 engineers here in Germany. What are they doing all day? And he explains it's an architectural issue. I trusted him. He's now the CEO of that company. And it was ServiceNow. And ServiceNow has a platform that enables one clear depiction of how a company runs from its IT to its employee to its customer to creating new innovation on the same platform. So this is what I would call a clean sheet design to create the future, while at the same time integrating with a half-a-century mess that exists in almost every large company in the world. And that's our claim to fame. And then you put generative AI on it, and you're off to the races. But people say, what is the difference? How come you guys outpace everybody else? People. It's absolutely people. Happy people give you happy customers that give you happy shareholders. So we should have a happy index.
Absolutely, and I will tell you that this enthusiasm was the same way decades ago. Bill, we have time for just one more question.
Sure.
If you could just provide one piece of advice to the NPower graduates as they start their tech career, what would that be?
Well, I'm going to definitely tell you the answer to that, but I'm also going to give you my book, Winner's Dream. I'll sign them for you and get them sent to you. Because I did write a book. The name of the book is Winner's Dream. The tagline is from the corner store, which I told you about, to the corner office. And Karen obviously is a part of that book. And the story is quite interesting. And it's told in a way that I think you might find extremely authentic and illuminating. The answer to your question, Karen, is what's my number one recommendation for you? It is trust in your dreams. And hidden in your dreams is your destiny. So I recommend strongly, if you do not have a clear depiction of what your dream is, make one up. Build one. Invent one. And then go with it. Because without a dream, you're not chasing a prize. You're passing time. And what I have seen in business and in life is the destruction of time is the number one thing that takes great people, weakens them, and makes them average. You know, tonight if you take 30 linear steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 30, you'll have gone 30 meters. But if you take 30 exponential steps, 1, 2, 4, 8, by the time you get to 30, you will have taken 1 billion steps. You will have gone around the world 26 times. So the idea of seeing things differently is the precursor to doing things differently. I told you the quote I started the book with Robert Kennedy. And I'll also share the quote from his brother Ted that had a more controversial career and life, but in his moment of defeat, when he lost the nomination for the Democratic ticket to Jimmy Carter in 1976, he had what I thought to be his most authentic and greatest moment when he said, "To all those whose cares are our concern, the cause endures, the hope still lives, and the dream will never die." I always tried to make sure I understood whose cares should be my concern, because I'm in service to my constituents. We always had to have a cause that was worth fighting for, that was just bigger than a math equation. And hope is something that we all deserve. It's a natural human right, and you got to go for it. And as for the dream, once you see it, once you feel it, once you believe in it, it becomes you and you become it. When I came to this company, I came with a dream to make ServiceNow, with the help of my great colleagues, the defining enterprise software company of the 21st century. And a lot of people said, oh, cannot be. How can such a little one do that? Well, that little one's $160 billion in value now. And when we're $1 trillion, I'll come back on this stage after we've created hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs out of this NPower friendship, the trust we build, and the careers that you can have, because you're going to help us do it. And the dream is in front of you. So I just want to say this. Trust that dream. Believe in your loved ones. Listen to your role models, and never forget where you come from. Because if you never forget where you come from, no matter how high you rise, you will always be a person of the people. And when you're a person of the people, you'll never lose, because people will never let you down. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, Bill, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It is an honor to be on
Thank
this
you for
panel.
having me. It was awesome. Thank you very much. Go get it.
I'm a little shorter than our previous guests. That was absolutely inspirational. Thank you. It is my absolute pleasure to present our next speaker. Andrew Holland is an alumnus from 9 years ago and came back to do our cloud program, I think a few years after that, maybe 2020. He was the second class that I recruited at NPower 9 years ago, so particularly close to Andrew. Andrew excelled in the classroom and never stopped paying it forward, which is the NPower spirit. And anecdotally, and maybe he'll kill me for this, he met his now wife in the NPower class, Vanessa Henry, 9 years ago, and she's here today as well. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our alumnus, Andrew Holland.
Good evening. One correction, she's Mrs. Holland now. So, good evening, graduates, managers, family, and friends. Thank you very much. To the NPower Tech Fundamentals class graduation. As Helen said, my name is Andrew Holland, and I am humbled and honored to be the graduation speaker here this evening. It has been an exciting journey to come from where I was before NPower to being in front of you all today. NPower has changed my life, and I would love to tell you all how influential this program has been for me and the things I've learned since leaving the program. Starting off with my history, when I was in elementary school, my favorite part of the day was computer class. We had an Apple computer with a giant rolling ball for a mouse. It piqued my interest when I learned that I could roll this ball around and this little arrow would move on the screen. When I would hit this board, letters would appear on the screen. And it was a wonderful discovery for somebody who had horrible handwriting. From that day forward, I learned as much as I could about computers so I could work in the field I now dreamed of. Little did I know that it would actually be harder to break into the tech space than any other job role. I spent years gathering experience and doing freelance IT work, but literally none of it was good enough in the eyes of an employer. The industry was riddled with phrases like, "You lack corporate experience. Try an internship, and then we can discuss." After several years of trying, I was not sure what else I could do to start my IT career. Then I discovered NPower. It was crucial to the beginning of my career and afforded me the opportunity to speak in front of all of you today. Now that my journey has brought me full circle to the place where it all started, outside of the Apollo Theater, I wish to provide you guys some advice. Hopefully it'll help you along your journey. First thing, know your value. Your career, very reminiscent of life, will have difficulties, triumphs, and tribulations. Inevitably, these things will tend to lead to imposter syndrome, especially in minorities. I speak from personal experience when I say that these things can impact how you view yourself and what you believe you can accomplish. During these times, it is even more important to remember your accomplishments and where you came from. You are all sitting here at the Apollo Theater for your graduation because of the work you put in, and today is a celebration of those accomplishments. Think of where you were 2 years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago. Your accomplishments will speak for themselves, and no one can take that away from you. The same will apply when you get your first job in the industry. Your journey will start anew, but all of your accomplishments will not diminish. In fact, they should function as proof that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. Whenever you're unsure if you belong, take a step back. Think of all that you have accomplished and sacrificed to get to where you are. You worked for it, you deserve it. And when things get hard, remind yourself of your value. Secondly, much like what my predecessors were saying, always set a goal. In life, we can often feel like we're just going through the motions and not reaching our true potential. This can lead to feeling unfulfilled, take away our drive. Setting goals will help you keep striving for excellence. The mistake most people make is thinking that goals must be grand and over the top to actually matter. Nothing could be actually further from the truth. You can set small goals. Anything in your life can be a goal, from going to bed on time to starting a new project. The important thing is that you give yourself something to strive for. When you have goals, it allows you to focus on what you need to accomplish without distractions and even through setbacks. When I first started my career, my goal was quite simple: full-time IT role, no contract. Every decision I made was for that end, including times when I had to, what felt like, take a couple of steps back in order to take even more steps forward. Goals will help you focus your time, your energy, and your decisions on something instead of leaving things to chance. Lastly, network as much as you can, everywhere. This one is not so easy for the introverts in the room, but it's actually even more crucial for your success than anything else because of how difficult it can be for you. I'm sure you've all heard the phrase that it is not what you know, but who you know. You need to surround yourself with the success that you want in your life, because the company you keep will help you reach your goals. No one can navigate life alone. Even if sometimes we think we can, we will always need a support system to help us. The best benefit of networking is that you can create your own support system. They can help you along your journey. You can connect with people who have the same mindset, values, and goals, and help each other to be successful. A wise man once said, "Eagles and pigeons do not fly at the same altitude." I'm going to leave you all with a brief synopsis of my life to show you how these lessons have helped me stand in front of all of you. After completing NPower, I immediately told my friends and family about the program, told them to sign up so that we could grow together. Two of my closest friends, one in the audience, signed up right away, one for the Tech Fundamentals program, and the other joined the ServiceNow program, both of which now actually work for Accenture in senior roles. One is a ServiceNow architect and engineer. The other is a manager in cloud computing and implementations and migrations. While they were in their program, while I was doing my first few contracting roles, I was gaining the much needed experience I had become accustomed to hearing about. But while at my firm one day, my entire IT department was let go. It was because of a corporate merger with another firm. These things happen. I felt like I was back to square one. But my friends who had become my support system, had full-time roles, reminded me of all that I had accomplished and not to lose sight of my goals. Keeping that in mind, I only applied for things and roles that fit my goals until I came across my current one. A role that made me the sole IT engineer for 2 offices in New York, with the rest of my team in the head office in Boston. Any opportunity to connect with my extended team in Boston, I jumped on. I wanted a relationship with my coworkers to have them know me, my work ethic, and my value to the firm. This brings me to today. I've worked at Bain Capital for the last 6 years. I'm the regional help desk manager for North America. It was a long journey to get here, and I'm still growing, but the fruits of my labor are coming to fruition. And I believe in all of you, and I'm sure every one of you can do the same. Congratulations, graduates, and remember, you are all Eagles. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, guests, and graduates. My name is Carolyn Vieira Ruiz, Program Director for NPower New York. Tonight, I have the pleasure of introducing the first speaker for our Tech Fundamentals Fall 2023 graduation, Xiomara Machado. From our Brooklyn class, and with a commitment to excellence, Xiomara will share insights from her transformative journey at NPower. Please help me in welcoming her to the stage.
Thank you. Congratulations, fellow members of NPower Class Fall of 2023, New York's 51st cohort. I am honored to be speaking on behalf of the Brooklyn class to celebrate our graduation. It has been quite a ride for all of us, filled with ups and downs, and believe me, it was really hard. Speaking for myself, I was lost for a long time. I was working regular minimum wage jobs with no set goals or direction in my life. I was so focused on making money, working killer hours, picking up double shifts, that I forgot to cherish the little moments of my life and enjoy those with the people I care about. This constant pursuit of money led me to neglect my health, and I found myself on the path of life or death. It was a difficult journey, but I managed to survive, and I'm here now. After my health scare, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I felt lost, unmotivated, lacking inspiration and confidence. But my amazing sister found the NPower program, and it has changed my life. I'm grateful to this program and many opportunities that it has provided me. Despite being skeptical of my ability to finish this program, because I had no prior knowledge in this field whatsoever, I persevered with the help of my fellow supportive classmates. It was challenging to learn so much materials within a short amount of time, but I managed to pull forward, and I'm here now. I would like to express my gratitude to our instructor, Chris, placement team members, Marina and Veronica, as well as the fellow staff members for their guidance and support throughout the program. Chris went out of his way to meet us in person for our in-person study session, while Marina arranged for us to view real-life corporate jobs, allowing us the opportunity to connect with many different people. Veronica has especially helped me the most with my resume, sending me multiple job opportunities that allowed me to secure my current role. I am excited to share with you all that I am currently working at the LVMH Fashion Group internship program for the next 6 months as an entry-level IT technician. Thank you. I am learning so much from my internship, and it's a pleasure working with my team. I hope all of you will also find the same opportunities that allow you to grow and develop your skills. To the current NPower students, I encourage you to persevere and make the most of this program. Make friends, create connections, and take every opportunity that comes along your way. Surround yourself with positive energy and people who uplift and encourage you. I am looking forward to further refining my skills and becoming my own boss in the future to provide some financial stability for my parents, for my future, but most importantly, for myself. I hope that you will all find the same excitement and joy into your future endeavor. Congratulations once again, NPower Cohort 51. Thank you.
Thank you so, Xiomara. That was beautiful and inspiring. Next, from our Harlem class, thank you. From our Harlem class, we are honored to have Jack-Andie Joanis, whose dedication to learning and collaboration has truly set her apart. Let's give her a warm welcome as she imparts her experiences and wisdom with the graduating class. Come on up.
Hello, everyone. Dear graduates, faculty, family, and friends, today, as we celebrate the culmination of our 16-week Tech Fundamental program, I am honored to stand before you as a representative of this remarkable cohort, Harlem Fall 2023. As an individual who arrived in this country at a young age, I am familiar with the concept of the American dream. From an early age, I was determined to achieve it. I recognize that each one of us has embarked on the journey with NPower because we understand that it is a crucial step towards attaining that dream. Before I discovered NPower, life was good. I was alive, but I was still figuring out my path. Determined not to wait for those to open, I decided to take a contract job, becoming an essential worker as a dental assistant, providing care during COVID-19. I find fulfillment in aiding the elderly during these challenging phases of their lives, particularly in facilitating access to dentures for those who are without teeth. It is one thing going through a pandemic, and it is even worse not being able to eat through it. Offering support in such a fundamental aspect of their well-being brings me a profound sense of purpose. Throughout this journey, my family, my mom Marie, my sister Jessica, and my father Jacques have been my unwavering support, especially during moments of uncertainty. What I needed most was to find my life purpose, and gradually the pieces began to fall into place. The turning point came when I discovered NPower, a program that promised positive change. Joining the 16-week Tech Fundamental program marked a transformative phase. Initially overwhelming, the class became easier with self-motivation and glimpses of the potential change ahead. The technical classes were excellent, and the professional development added an extra spark. Visits to companies like Google and Bloomberg provided invaluable insights. My classmates became an unexpected source of support from a community that I didn't realize I missed until it was too late. I extend my gratitude to my instructors, Lord and Giovanni, for their invaluable contribution, consistently offering support and guidance to help us comprehend complex topics. A special acknowledgement goes to the professional development team, Marina, Veronica, and Nelson, whose excellence prepared us for the demands of the professional world. I appreciate my dedicated SSM, Ms. Root, who's always a phone call away during moments of overwhelm. Lastly, my sincere thanks to NPower and their esteemed donors for unwavering commitment to excellence, creating this tremendous opportunity for all of us. As we celebrate today, let us not forget the importance of expanding opportunities for others through NPower. To current students, be patient and trust the journey. It might seem challenging at first, but determination will yield positive change. Amidst the excitement and hope for the future, I have a plan. If I stick to it and remain patient, I believe I can make all my dreams come true. Congratulations to the Fall 23 class, the 51st cohort of NPower New York. May our future be as bright as the path we forged together. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marina Marmut, and I'm the Senior Professional Development Manager for all these wonderful, not students anymore, graduates. It is wonderful to be here. Thank you. It is my pleasure and delight and honor to introduce Sabrina Ellis. Sabrina is not only a graduate of this wonderful class 51, but she's also a jazz singer. I so vividly remember that first in-person professional development event on the rooftop of our headquarters in Dumbo, Brooklyn, when everybody was sharing their passions. And Sabrina shared her passion for music, specifically jazz. So right now, Sabrina is going to perform one of her very favorites for all of you, Nina Simone's Feeling Good. Please join me in welcoming Sabrina to the stage.
I just wanted to say a few words before I sing. I know a lot of you already know, but a lot of unfamiliar faces. However, I feel like we all have in common this journey of not knowing very well where we're gonna go with life, but succeeding a path that brings us somewhere else than we were before. And I specifically picked this song because I felt like not only the history of the song being a journey of a man who won the game, even when it was all the adversaries against him, but that feeling of you've gone down the path, you've done the work, and you're taking time to breathe, reconnect with your family, get that support, and you've made it. And it's all about feeling good. Thank you.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonflies out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world in a bold way for me. For me.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. Can we get another round of applause? I know I'm not speaking just for myself when I say we're feeling good, and we got some chills from that, so that was amazing. But my name is Tiasalin Batista. Good evening, everyone. I am the placement director for NPower New York, and I have the privilege today to confer our special awards. Now, these awards are for individuals who, one of them is our academic award, and one of them is for individuals who kind of showcase our values. So first and foremost, our first award is our Academic Excellence Award. This award recognizes an individual in NPower's tech fundamentals who demonstrates not only academic excellence, but professionalism and diplomacy. So if I call your name, I'll ask you to come to the stage, and then once you receive your award, you can stand on this side. The first awardee from the Harlem class is Amir Asanu. The next awardee from Brooklyn is Jerry Lee. Thank you, sir. Right there. Jerry Lee. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's give a round of applause. And now we have our NPower Beacon Award. This award recognizes graduates who exemplified positivity, collaboration, and grit. They were committed to achieving their goals, and they rallied, uplifted others in their class while facing challenges of their own. Serving as a beacon of hope in their cohorts, these honorees are identified as having maintained a strong sense of optimism and a great hope for their future while encouraging those around them to do the same. So I have a few folks here. I'll start with the Harlem class. So Harlem AM, we have Marcus Scott Jr. Harlem PM, we have Anderson Stasio. Brooklyn AM, Abdullah So. And last but not least, Andy Vasquez. We are very proud of all of you and your achievements. This is for you. A round of applause to our award winners. And I think there is a photo. I thought we were getting a photo here, but we got it, we got it. You can smile down here. Oh, there we go, there we go.
One more time, one more time. You gotta open it. You gotta open it?
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys. Great job. All right, now I will be calling to the stage Ruth and Janice, and we will begin our conferring us certificates for the class. Thank you, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, prominent guests, staff, and esteemed partners, my name is Ruth Ledger.
And I'm Janice Dominguez.
Please join us in welcoming the exceptional graduates of NPower. As they step onto the stage, each graduate carries the culmination of weeks of hard work, dedication, and achievement. Without further ado, let's celebrate their accomplishments and welcome them to receive their well-deserved certificates.
Aaron Batista. Abba Traor. Alexander Lewis. Amir Asani. Anderson Astacio. Andy Vasquez. Angel Yi. Anita Rajepi. Billy Liang. Chelsea Wins. Daquan Rose. Davis Valiev. Elijah Moy. Erica Benitez. Fanta Karuma. Jack-Andie. Joanis. Jacqueline Barreto. James Lau. Jaquil Tucker. Jason Forrester. Jason Xie. Jeff Chang. Jeffrey Navarrete. Jerry Lee.
Julissa Luiza. Justin Acree. Justin Canes. Carl Balthazar. Keyshawn Edwards. Madi Dewan. Marcus Scott Jr. MD Asado Islam. Mifta Pirzada. Nancy Aguirre. Omar Hassan. Rajiv Ramroop. Raymond Chan. Sabrina Ellis. Samuel Epselman. Spencer Vital. William Cargo. And Xiomara Machudo. Congratulations, all the graduates. Well-deserved certificates. Woo! Abdullah Sao. Ethan James.
Well, folks, thank you to our esteemed presenters and our guests. You made a memorable night for our students and graduates, excuse me. Congratulations, graduates, on getting this far, and trust that NPower will be by your side as you soar in your professional career. We wish you all of the luck in the world, encourage you to take the world on. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations. Please join us for the reception. All the students, come. Graduates, come to.